Hello Capricorn, welcome to your special update here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with a Knight of Swords, right? We're looking at the future and we're trying to see a way through the jungle. We're trying to find the path forward. We're trying to figure out the plan, right? We can maybe see a little bit of the destination. We kind of know it's that way somewhere. And we're trying to cut our way through. We're trying to formulate the plan that we need for success right now, okay? This is somebody who is a very good strategist. He is very good at leading people and inspiring people. Very good at sort of formulating plans, you know. You're someone who has a great sense of direction. And, well, it kind of makes sense, right? Having the ability to read a map or to kind of plot a course, right? A kind of navigator sort of energy. Yeah. Well, let's see what's going on here. This is also a card of very sort of quick decisions being made. Yeah. It's like we have no time to waste. Yeah, so let's get right to it. Let's put the rest of our cards on the table here. The next card is the Art card, or Temperance. A 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, and a 5. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. We have 7 and 7, 5 and 5, right? You're kind of, you're in a tight spot. You really are in a tight spot. I think that you are formulating a plan to get to your success, to get to the future that you want. And you know that you're going to have to continually edit and revise your plan. Okay? We're moving, I think, away from this particular fire, a 7 of Wands. This is very interesting, very interesting. We're changing the plan, we're changing our behaviors, our course of action. I think we're realizing that the same old fire to earth that we've been doing is not bringing us the same rewards that it used to. It's kind of the law of diminishing return, right? So we're ready for a change. The effort that you've been putting into this hasn't been producing the same results. So, strategy, right? That's part of the meaning of the Temperance card. Trying to formulate a new plan after a difficult excursion. And I feel that's where we are now. Of course, Capricorn, if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now we'll put the rest of our cards on the table here. Path of the Serpent, Tower, Hanged Man, a Queen of Swords, and look at that, 9 of Pentacles. Oh, it's a happy ending at least, right? This is good. This is really nice. We see prosperity. We see gains. We see a lot now. It's kind of like something's wrong with the machine. It's not working anymore, right? So we're figuring out the problem, right? And we're getting it working again. Getting back to the prosperity, getting back to a 9 of Pentacles, the card of gain, the card of living your best life, the card of profits, the card really of the return on the investment. The rewards are coming in. The machine is functioning again. Yeah. So after this sort of It feels like this is kind of a delay. It kind of feels like, uh-oh, the machine broke down. We don't have much time to lose. We better fix it, and fix it quick. And get back to, living that life. Get back to the productivity. Get back to the, get back to the living. Yeah. So let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor, infinite and unknown, and we're going to set it right here. We'll put Belsnickel right on top, cheer or fear. Belsnickel is here. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the end, but if you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Yeah. Well, let's look around the room. We've got some major arcana energies here, very interesting. Art card, Tower card, Hanged Man. Okay. The Art or Temperance card is a pressure cooker, right? It's a situation that I feel like there's a sense of urgency here, because I feel like we've got to do something about this before it really gives way to the tower. The pressure cooker eventually is going to rupture. You know what I mean? It's a situation that can't stay the same. Change is absolutely what's needed right now. Changing of our plans, changing of our behaviors, to get ourselves out of this. It's like you're in a ticking time bomb here, okay? And it really could be, we think of something mechanical, right? Where it's just kind of like something stuck in the on position. Well, you better fix it quick before the whole thing just starts breaking down. It's kind of like your car is stuck, the accelerator is stuck to the floor. And it's the revolutions are approaching the red line, going way past the red line. And here you are in the middle of that fire, the middle of that very crazy, hectic situation. And you're trying to formulate a plan, a strategy to get us all out of it. And, kudos to you to be able to do that, right? I wonder if the Hanged Man then is really this card about you keeping your composure during very challenging circumstances. I feel like your life right now is a bit of this Art or Temperance card. It's a bit of a pressure cooker. There's some craziness going on. It's not a slow, calm, routine country life. It is like big, major events, a lot of hectic, frantic energy, a lot of chaos, a lot of changes, a lot of things happening all at once. And I think that you're somebody who really can maintain a cool head under pressure. You maintain your composure. You're someone who is, there's this, this emergency going on around you, and you're just there sipping your tea and thinking, okay, well, I'll get up in a minute. I'll get up when I'm ready. It's okay. Or most people would be sort of running around screaming, just not knowing what to do. You're just you're sitting there, you're going to finish your meal, and you're going to finish your chicken salad, and then you're going to go. And then you're going to get up and you're going to save the day. I feel like there is this pressure on you. I feel like a lot of people are asking you, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Why aren't you reacting? Why aren't you freaking out? And I just feel like it's not your nature. I feel like it's kind of that mountain goat that is just like, you're just there eating grass, and it's just like, yeah, there's danger around. But, I got a minute. I can finish my meal. I could finish my iced tea, and then I'll leap to safety, And then I'll ascend the mountain and figure it out. So I think you're a rather cool cucumber most of the time, But maybe not so much right now. Maybe things are really getting down to the wire, and we're starting to lose a little bit of that cool cucumber feeling. But anyway, we've got, fire and water basically over here, right? And this is kind of the Art or Temperance card. Look, it's kind of a blending of fire and water. That's what we see here. The sense of urgency, the sense of chaos, frantic, hectic. I'm just losing my mind. I'm running around screaming like my hair's on fire. Versus, that's okay. I'm going to finish my sandwich, right? And I feel like it's a nice blend in you right now between the two. I think you're striving anyway to be a little bit more calm under pressure, as I think you usually are. But see, we see that kind of opposite here. We see right now you don't feel so calm under pressure. You feel like you're kind of losing your composure, and you're trying to have a little bit more composure and not just sort of freak out, because you can't formulate very good plans. You can't think very logically or rationally if you're freaking out, right? So I feel like no matter how crazy the situation and no matter how crazy your life is right now, the best thing you can do is try to be calm and formulate a strategy and a plan, and then execute the plan. Okay. And so I feel like you're trying to learn how to be a little bit more calm in stressful situations. Okay? And I think it's really important for you to have that composure. If this is a work thing, if this is a family thing, I think the last thing that anybody needs, Capricorn, is for you to be freaking out, especially if you're maybe the head of the family, if you're the boss, or you're the head of the department, the manager or something. You're the one that's supposed to know what to do. You need your composure, right? Otherwise, you're sort of inspiring panic in everybody else too. So even though you're feeling panicked, you're presenting an image of, I'm just cool, going with the flow, everything will be fine, just another day. You know, no big deal, right? Inside, we're kind of boiling over with panic. We see some fire back here. We don't see a lot of water, which I feel like we kind of need a little bit more of it, and that's what we're trying to do anyway with the Temperance card and our Hanged Man. So we got fire. We don't have any cups. We have a little bit of air, and air. We've got some earth, and earth, right? So the air and the earth, right? Let me just make sure it's 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 and 3, air and earth. It means that we're trying to find a new plan to get things done to cause the change in the environment, in the world, in the material world that we want to see. Okay? We're trying to think of a new strategy, a new way. We need a new solution. Because back here, we've got the Seven of Wands. Seven of Pentacles is next. That we're realizing that the same method, the same thing, the same tool we've been using before isn't working anymore. Uh-oh, you know. And well, maybe we should have started with the Five of Pentacles here, because the Five of Pentacles is us realizing that, oh, the ground's shaking, right? Something's not working right. It's not supposed, this is us, you know, driving the car and thinking, it's not supposed to sound like that, is it? You know, and to me it feels like, oh yeah, obviously something's wrong, you know. It's kind of like, I don't think it's supposed to sound like that. It feels like it's a very obvious, circumstance in your life right now that is, it's not supposed to be that way. It's a pretty obvious indication that something's wrong, something's going on, whether it's finances, whether it's even a physical thing. I'm not a doctor, this isn't a medical reading, but there could be some kind of a health thing that you're going through. This is kind of, when your stomach starts making noises when you're at work or something, or you're at the whatever, I don't know, wherever you are. And it's just like, my stomach's not supposed to sound like that. I got to figure something out here quick. I better go find a bathroom, you know. And we're trying not to freak out and get all crazy. We're just trying to maintain our composure. But we're like, excuse me for one moment, please. And then we sort of walk pretty fast down the hallway. But this is something that is sort of worrisome. It's troublesome, you know. We're not seeing the usual steady flow of things is not there, you know. Things aren't as stable or as solid as they usually are, right? No innuendo there at all. I feel like what we want to do is we want to stabilize things. We want this, if this is something financial, we want to get back to just the safety, the security, the integrity. This is like, we're living in an earthquake. It's not supposed to be like this. The ground isn't supposed to shake like this, We want to get back to the solid ground. Yeah. Well, we realize that the tools that we've been using before just aren't aren't producing the same results. We were using this tool before, and maybe we were getting our 9 of Pentacles, but now this tool is only giving us the 7 of Pentacles. It ain't working. Okay? The strategy that we were doing, let's say last week or last month or something, it's not doing it anymore. And we may try it a couple more times, and a couple more times. Eventually, we have to admit, okay, for whatever reason, this isn't doing it anymore. And it's kind of like, we're talking to our buddy or something. We're saying, well, I used to just push this button and the thing would work. Now I push the button and nothing happens. We're just going to sit there and keep pushing the button. And it's like then everyone else comes, then your boss has to come and their boss has to come and everybody up the line has to come and push the button a few times and make sure, oh, you're right, it's not working. And then everybody starts running around screaming, right? Because it's an emergency now. You have an instinct in you that's telling you something isn't right. Follow that instinct, okay? Because I feel that there is some method or some approach or some system or process that you've been using now isn't giving you the same results. It's resulting in nothing. It's just kind of like usually I push these buttons and I hit enter and the computer does something. Now I push those same buttons, the computer doesn't do anything, right? Okay, that must mean there's a problem somewhere, right? Either we're not using the tool the correct way, or there's been some other change that is preventing that command from causing the desired effect, right? And I don't know exactly what this is. Maybe this is something to do with your finances. Maybe this is something to do with actually some kind of mechanical thing in your life. Or just say maybe a function of your life in general, okay? This could be health. It could be wealth. It could be your fitness. It could be your finances. It could be something it's in the material world anyway, yeah. But the key component here is that the tool that you've been using is not having the same result. And at some point we have to just realize, accept that, okay, that's now a fact. And we're not going to sit there and keep using the same tool and I wonder why it's not working. We're running out of time here, So to me it feels like our Knight of Swords has a sense of urgency. And it's kind of, maybe you've been called in at the last moment to fix something. And how long has it been doing this? Oh, about a month. And you think, a month? Well, yeah, I used to push the button and it would work. And so I just thought I'd just keep trying and eventually it'd work. But now I kind of realize it's not going to work anymore. And so you're not given a lot of time to react. Yeah. So there's a sense of urgency here. But you got to stay calm under pressure, right? And you got to start working the problem. And that's just it. That's what the 5 of Swords here is kind of, this is your approach. Are you going to just say, well, we're screwed, and that's it, goodbye, Or are we going to say, okay, well, this is the problem. I've got very little time, and I got to figure out the best way to do this. It's like you're on a game show, and there's just like you can hear the timer. It's like on Jeopardy, that music, And I got to write something down, but I don't know what to write down. But you don't want to be the one that just like has a question mark on their Jeopardy screen, right? That's terrible. You got to write something down. So I think what we need to do is we need to formulate some different ideas, Think outside the box. Try to be creative with your problem solving. But have this attitude. We got to turn this card around, right? We got to put spirit back on top. We got to let spirit take the wheel here. This card like this is really about that negative dialogue that says, I'm screwed. I can't do it. There's no solution. This is hopeless. This is doomed. We're all doomed, right? We turn this card the right way and put spirit back on top. This is saying, okay, I'm in a bad spot, but I can do it. I can figure this out. We can do it, right? Let's all think together. Let's put our minds to let's work the problem. This is kind of letting the problem work you, right? This is us working the problem. And when you're working the problem, there's no room for freaking out. That doesn't help you solve the problem, right? And you may even get, people that ask you, do you not even care about this? Because why are you not freaking out? You seem totally aloof. You must not care. Think you're a psychopath or something. But no, it's because you realize that to solve the problem effectively and to turn, we want to turn both of these cards around, right? We want to put spirit back on top of both of these. We want progress. We want things to start, okay, it's booting back up again, right? And not things are just continually crashing down. We want upward movement. There's no place for freaking out. If all this water energy was in here, all this fire and all this water together, it's panic. It's frantic. I'm not thinking clearly. My mind is creates steam, right? I'm just hot air up here. And so I got to be cool and calm and focused. I got to be aloof and detached so I can problem solve this. Maybe you're an IT person, right? Makes sense to me. So anyway, I feel like this is you really taking the problem and applying your very best tools to solve that problem. The tool you were using before, maybe you were using a hammer. Hammer's not going to do it anymore. You need something else. Yeah. And now we're going to go over to the path of the serpent here, and I'm going to ask for your subscription too. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. There's always time for that, right? It's free and it helps the channel. It's a win-win. Okay. Now your general energy, yeah, you kind of are freaking out, but you're trying to contain this. Okay. This is something too that may feel like it's a disaster in your life, right? Maybe this is that moment we realize we really got to find a bathroom. Or it's just it's something financial, or it's something else. And there is a sense of urgency. But that sense of urgency, it's not appropriate for you to just freak out and scream and run around the room like in a cartoon, If it really is an emergency, it's very appropriate for you to be rather stoic, rather reserved, maintain your composure, have a little pep in your step, but you're not freaking out, right? You're doing what needs to be done. You have a sense of urgency and a sense of confidence, and you have a speed to you. But it's not frantic. Yeah, it's not just wild and all over the place. Maybe there'll be time for that later, for you to really just kind of go off on your own and just let out all of that emotion. But I think we're trying to keep something contained here before things just get worse and worse and worse. So the Hanged Man then becomes that composure. And again, the Hanged Man could be this feeling with these cards that we're a victim. We're suffering. That this is just, it's terrible. Things are declining. Things are getting worse. And there's nothing I can do about it. And I'm just doomed. That's all there is. These are just going to sink. And that's it. Game over. Game over, pal. All right? But if we can turn our thinking around and say, okay, there's a way to solve this problem, then we can say, okay, I'm not a victim. I'm going to be a victor. I'm going to triumph over this situation. You're going to be the hero. You're going to save the day. And you're going to do so through your composure. Okay? This takes an act of will. This takes effort. It takes a trust in spirit. It takes a trust in yourself. Okay? And I think with that comes this is some very aloof energy too. If this is your composure, this is your aloofness, right? Because the Queen of Swords rises above the tumultuous water energy, the tumultuous turbulence, the activity down below. Is rising above that mentally, spiritually, meditatively, whatever you do, to look at the problem from a very detached way. And that's how you're going to be able to think clearly. Okay? You're going to look at the bigger picture. You're going to get beyond all this frantic, crazy, worried, scared, chaos. Right? You're going to rise above the actual situation and all that fiery activity that's involved with it. And you're going to see things clearly, and you're going to look at it, look at the problem, and you're going to figure the path forward. You're going to solve the problem, right? You're going to save the day. Yeah. I don't know exactly what this is. This could be work. Could be something in the home. It could be something financial or even health related. But it is through you sort of detaching in a way, rising above some of that, the turbulence, to gain clarity so that you can formulate a plan to move forward. And then what we see is a recovery. We see a gain. We see profit. This is either the restoration of your health. This is the restoration of the healthy functioning of something. This is us maybe finding the bathroom, right? And doing what we need to do, doing our business. Not to be gross or anything, but you know what happens, right? This is about us getting the financial situation under control, and things are now, okay, things are functioning again in the right way, and things are starting to recover, and things are starting to rise and get better and better now. You've solved the problem, and you've restored the productivity of this thing, okay? And this could be something happening at work, too. The worst thing in your job is, at least to the industry or to the company itself, is like downtime. If the machine's not running, the company's not making any money, losing money every moment that the machines aren't running, I used to work in manufacturing, so I'm familiar with that. And the power would go out sometimes, and it's just like all the machines are down. I used to work in plastic injection molding. Sometimes the machines would malfunction. Well, if it was 5 minutes or 5 hours, that machine's not producing any parts. And that means that we might be late on getting that shipment to the customer. 5 hours could really mean, 5 months of delay or 5 months of work now that maybe we lose the contract or we're late and there's some penalty if we're late on delivering the product, right? So it really is an important thing. It's significant in some way. And, apply this to your life how you need to. This is the real triumph. This is the relief. This is when things are running again, and it's like, oh, okay. It's like you're in the space station, and then the oxygen system breaks down. And it's like, uh-oh, But now you see everything's booting back up. The air, you see the air is flowing through the vents again, and you're just like, okay, all right. Things are okay. Everything's coming back online, and we're good to go. Yeah. Well, let's look at our mystery card now, and let's see if it can give us any other perspective, maybe, or any other implications of this, or maybe it's time for the water energy to come back in. Maybe now it's time for the relief. It's time for the joy. It's time for the celebration. It's time for the appreciation and recognition for the job well done, for you figuring this thing out. Yeah, I'm expecting a 3 of Cups here. Yeah. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. 10 of Wands. For some reason, it feels like you're the only one that can do this. You're the only one that can solve this problem, right? And so with all the burden being on your shoulders, it's very difficult for you to maintain your composure, right? How can you have your composure when you're carrying all of those big, heavy logs, Your posture is going to be terrible. But nevertheless, you're carrying this burden with professionalism, with authority, with respect, with a sense of calm, It almost is kind of stoic. It almost does feel like you don't even care. You do intensely care. Well, you're doing the right thing in a very professional manner. You are inspiring confidence in other people. You're not inspiring panic. Okay? It does feel that this is your burden, that this is your responsibility, but ask yourself if there are other things as part of your plan to fix it. If there are other people that can help you, if you can delegate, give other people some job to do. If everybody's freaking out, best thing to do, tell them to go boil water. Get some towels, right? You see that in those old sitcoms, right? Someone was having a baby and the doctor would tell the husband or whatever, right? Well, go boil some water. Why? Well, just to give them something to do, right? Just to get them out of the room, right? And so there might be a little bit of that that's needed in your life too. It's just give somebody a job to do so that they're not sitting there giving you anxiety, right? Now, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Capricorn, usually Thursdays and Sundays, this special update. I feel like this is taking place right now for you. So I feel that this was an urgent message. Yeah. So be sure to watch both of your regular readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is free, doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.